touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your humps, make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, touch all your... Gentlemen! Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans, just make sure you get everything like you want it. Your engine! How about there? You got me? Yeah, you got me? Yeah, boy, where y'all at here? If you're looking at the start finish line, look left. Boy, there's so many people on the roof, I can't tell you. Baby. Go ahead.
Okay, here I am, folks. We are here at Indianapolis tonight. Apologies that been away from the broadcast here, but I'm back. I'm here. Give me just a moment, and yeah, there we go. So far, it's been the Santi Messi show up front, leading all the laps here tonight at Indianapolis. Of course, there's a pretty big race happening here at Indy in a couple days' time. Come Sunday, Indianapolis 500, the biggest single-day sporting event in all of motorsports and all of sports history for the most part. I do believe that this does classify itself as a super speedway, but does not run anything like one. You don't get the draft packages like you do at Daytona and Indianapolis. You do kind of get a breakaway, single car runs, a lot of separation throughout the field, and that's exactly what we've got here tonight is quite a bit of separation from your lead two here of Santi Messi, Shy Turtle. They've got a big advantage. Followed in third place, you got Cannon Gage, who's almost 3 seconds back. Yeah, 3.84 seconds back, actually, these two drivers, with Sebastian Galloway Jr. and even Lefty Turner right behind that. We do have a couple retirements here, it looks like. Not at Indy. We won't do it like that here. But we will definitely get back into officiating. It looks like their 70 had a engine failure. Threw a piston on lap 53. And actually, since we're right in the window, I'll go ahead and throw the caution for that, since that was within the last 3 laps. Yeah, definitely. You don't want to get oil down here at Indianapolis. And so that was the 70 of Ryan White. And the piston failure looks like it's going to happen in turns 3 and 4 maybe. Oh, right there. Yep. Oil down right in the middle of the racing line. Quick caution, and we'll get things sorted and stacked back up here. As for the 31, Philip Purpura was up there in the top 5 fighting for the race win here today. He had a clutch failure on lap 36. Wow, blew up right there in 5th place with 81 there of Snake Plissken right behind him. Right after the start-finish line. That's a tough break for sure. We missed that one earlier. And of course, we're going to get things stacked back up here. Santi Messi and Shy Turtle, your race leaders. And of course, everyone's going to make the opportunity to pit here. All right, while we are under caution here, we'll go ahead and take a glimpse through the field to see where everyone's running at here tonight in Indianapolis. Of course, Santi Messi has been pretty much the star of the show here. As you can see, he's led 38 laps. 13 laps have been by Shy Turtle, and 2 and 2 by Cannon Gage and Sebastian Galloway Jr. For these drivers, it's kind of an unknown territory to be racing here in Indianapolis. We have not actually hosted the lower leagues with Bridge to Cup, trucks, whatever it might be. And Indianapolis with the Sigma Series until this year and until tonight, basically. So with that in mind, you got to figure some of these drivers new to the track, maybe playing it a little bit on the safer side, but we've definitely seen some strength out of that 84 already. Next in line, you got the Canadian Shy Turtle for Courting Brothers Motorsports. Then you have Cannon Gage, Sebastian Galloway Jr. with Black Storm Motorsports, Alan Malcolm, and Lefty Turner. We have to wait for the lap traffic to dissipate here. You got Lovejoy, Billy Lovejoy in 7th. We had an engine failure out of the 41 of Alex Sanvital, too. There, we should get everyone cycling around here now. It's a long enough track that as long as they can get around everyone here, it shouldn't be a problem. Wow, okay. 10th, 11th. This is not normal. This is not common for Indianapolis by any means. We've never had problems like this before. And your lead cars are definitely stretching it out now on the rest of the field. We should have waved them around a lot sooner because now they're holding up the entire field here. Well, this is a restart for some way or another. Still happening here. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's happening. Wow, okay. Well, the whole field is separated here. Your top 8 all alone up at the front. No help for the others back there, apparently. But it's going to be Santi Messi and Shy Turtle driving in to turn 1 here. Sigma officials are blatantly unhappy with shenanigans that went down there. They're going to go ahead and disqualify the 55 and disqualify the number 00. For holding up the race line here on the restart. We're going to put a comp caution in our pocket, meaning I will throw it later. We won't throw it right now, though. Help get everyone back on the lead lap, stacked up again. Let us look and see. The window is a 40-lap run, so we're going to wait till about 25 laps to go so everyone can come down, fill up, and we should be good to go to the finish here tonight. Just a little short here. This caution where it fell does not help, where the drivers will be able to go all the way to the finish without at least one more pit stop. So we'll break it in the middle. We're stage racing tonight here in the Sigma Bridge to Cup Series. As crazy as that sounds, we're on the fly here, making up some changes just to try and help the product on the racetrack. Meanwhile, top of the spot, Cannon Gage gets the lead here. And there's a whole bunch of folks down pit road there. I don't know if that might be planned. As I was saying, the window kind of tight here, and they're deciding to pit now to maybe get off kilter. Well, right now, number 2, Cannon Gage, kind of cruising at the front of the field here over Santi Messi. You got Billy Lovejoy in the top 5 with Shy Turtle and Sebastian Galloway Jr. That's your top 5, followed by Alan Malcolm, Tim Morse, Jonah Burridge, Lefty Turner, and Chase Kovacic, your top 10. Santi Messi set the fastest lap in the race here. 48.590, 185 mile an hour average around the racetrack. Definitely a lot slower than what the Indy cars are turning at this track, getting upwards of speeds such as 230 miles an hour. But still definitely pretty quick here. They're getting up nearly to 200 miles an hour entering the turns with these stock cars in Bridge to Cup. Of course, like I've mentioned here tonight, doubleheader action after Bridge to Cup. We're going to roll into the Kansas Quake Cup race later here tonight. It's a staple in the Cup Series for the last last 16 years. Part of our 16th anniversary season, Sigma Cup. We'll be taking it to Kansas for the Kansas Quake 300 miles, 200 laps. It should be a pretty quick one, actually, as we get prepared for the Coke 600 next week. So the Kansas Quake 300, a little bit quicker than a typical Cup race. Yeah, currently you've led quite a few laps here since the restart. Actually, let's see how many laps total. 8 laps since the restart. Cannon Gage has been up front leading. He's taken it from Santi Messi, who's led 40 complete laps here tonight. So a bunch of laps is debatable, but definitely have been up front leading laps here since the restart. And defending against Billy Lovejoy, you got the Dale Earnhardt inspired 28 machine, a good wrench service plus for Jimmy Logano Racing with Billy Lovejoy. Good run for him here tonight. We have not seen him in a position to fight for wins very much lately, but that's all changed here tonight. He's up here fighting for the race win, and he's going to have to figure out, crack the code. That is Cannon Gage leading the race. Shy Turtle, don't count him out. He might be able to surprise you at the end of the run here today. We're going to go ahead and throw a competition caution with 25 laps to go. Part of the situation at hand where we didn't like that earlier restart. We're going to go ahead and postpone the reset, the comp caution, to give them a shot to race for it here until that point. There we go. For second place, here comes Shy Turtle knocking on the door. So some folks pitted there during green flag racing, and you got the 82. Joey Johnson trapped a lap down at the moment, the 85, the 21, the 27, the 16, the 3, and Snake Plissken 2 laps down. What in the world happened to Mr. Plissken here tonight? Came down pit road the very next lap. has the number 1 stall. Stays extra long on pit road. Wow, what in the world? An engine failure from the 41. They must have just took their sweet time getting things situated there on the 81. Long pit stop for him. And it's put him 2 laps down here tonight. Ken Gage doing a good job. We got a pair of black and red cars leading this race. Black, red, and white. Pretty crazy that 2 of the cars that look a lot alike up front leading this race right now, the 2 and the 28. 1 for Dodge, 1 for Chevrolet. And then, of course, you got the BMW mixed in there for good measure, just to kind of spice things up. Cadillac and Pontiac, that's your top 5. And no, we're not in 1990. We're not at Le Mans. This is stock car racing with the Sigma Bridge to Cup series. And now 25 laps to go. We're going to go ahead and throw the caution, the comp caution here, and get everyone stacked back up. We'll try to give the wave around to all the drivers trapped at the back. They're going to have to restart in the back here. And it's going to be kind of a quick 25-lap shootout. So 2 cautions here tonight, none for actual carnage. It's all been basically comp cautions here tonight in Indy. I do believe everyone's probably going to pit here so they can get all the fuel they need, get, freshened up and ready to fight for the last 25 laps here tonight. Be about last 24 laps basically. There we go. Your pitters right now. We will go ahead and wave around those that need a wave around here. Lefty Turner's going to stay out. That's a shocker. It's a choice. I mean, everyone else is going to have fresh tires. He's a lone duck. No one else is pitting here. Or staying out, I mean. Everyone else is pitted. So he's in trouble land right there. Problem for the number 1. There's no way he's going to be able to stay out of their way as they come charging by. It's a choice. 24 laps, 22 laps to go once the green drops. He's going to have a hard time keeping them behind him. And Ralph Oberstadt also a lap down here. Well, rejoining the racetrack after pit stops here. Lefty Turner, your race leader, followed by Cannon Gage, Santi Messi, Shy Turtle, and Sebastian Galloway Jr. Then you have Jonah Burridge, Campbell Marsh, Trevor Vaden, Billy Lovejoy, Chris Dickauer, Alan Malcolm, and Chase Kovacic, followed by Tim Morse, Cam Jordan, Silent Amethyst, Justin Day 2, Sarah Taylor. A lot of folks lost a lot of spots on pit road there. Finlay Herwig stays about even. Kyler Sestre, Kat Durham, Andrew Moger, Jack Davis, and Snake Plissken still a lap down the tail end of the field here. Everyone else has been waved around back on the lead lap. Should be an interesting restart for sure. Well, it looks like Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton made it into the NASCAR Hall of Fame from what I'm looking at here. Growing up a Kevin Harvick fan myself, definitely mixed, I've got mixed feelings after his, post-retirement. I've not been as big of a fan of opinionated drivers. Opinions are, everyone's got them, and it's not always pretty. And so I'm stoked for Kevin Harvick to be inducted in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I'm excited to go watch him race at my home track in 2 weeks' time. It'll be cool to see him in person at one of my home tracks, which has never happened before. Just like I saw Greg Biffle last 2 years at my home track in Tri-City Raceway. But with that said, I'm not trying to diss on Harvick, but it's just like Hamlin and all these other drivers that got podcasts and stuff. I just don't think we need all the opinions, Deliver the facts, that's one thing. But if you got to start mixing in opinions to become more followed or build a base, I haven't followed along with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his podcast, but I think he's a little bit more neutral and does a very good job at bringing in personalities and people to talk about. So I feel like there's some give and take, and some drivers, they don't have that give and take. They got to let their opinion show strong. So blown engine for the 18 there of Trevor Vaden. Starting to see mechanical failures here tonight at Indianapolis. So yeah, no, and you're hearing that from me right from the horse's mouth that I was a Harvick fan growing up. Now, post-retirement Harvick, not as big of a fan. So I'm more so in the lobby of being a Ryan Preece fan nowadays, just because I feel I can relate a little bit more with Ryan Preece and his background and his personality. But it's hard to pick favorites when there's not as much personality left out there. And we're back and rolling here tonight. 21 laps to go. Cannon Gage gets a good jump on the restart. That number 1 is going to be hemorrhaging positions here. It's going to be on old tires, dropping like a rock. Definitely a risky move. We'll see if it pays off, but I highly doubt it. Cannon Gage leads, though, coming down the backstretch and looking in the top 5. You've got Sebastian Galloway Jr. right behind the number 84 of Santi Messi. That can be done. If the number 2 there of Cannon Gage wins, he's going to earn himself a sponsor, going to get Chili's on for the number 2 machine. We'll definitely spice it up and make it Chili style. Only if he wins the race here today. That's my ultimatum. If he wins the race, I am willing to make that bid happen. But look at that, 95, Sebastian Galloway Jr. routes the 84 out of the way, pushing Santi Messi to the high side. So now up into 3rd, Sebastian Galloway Jr.'s got the position. Running in 2nd, it's Lefty Turner. 3rd, Sebastian Galloway Jr. And then 4th place, Shy Turtle on the move, moving into the picture here. Lefty Turner showing some surprise, and he's pitting. He didn't think he had it. It's a gutsy play. I don't know what he was thinking staying out, but he is pitting. That points lead is going to go bye-bye here tonight in Indianapolis. A lot of folks pitting here. I don't know what's the situation, where they went wrong here tonight. It is Indianapolis, some weird stuff. So now, Cannon Gage leads. Sebastian Galloway Jr. in 2nd. Ferrari master plan. There's definitely some very, very suspect strategy calls being made here tonight in Indianapolis. We threw that caution knowing that it would give everyone the chance to fuel up and make it to the finish here tonight. So the fact that everyone pitted again is kind of wild. Cannon Gage driving away with it. Here comes Shy Turtle looking for 2nd place. Shy Turtle in the 99 has a win this season. He would like to stack those wins and get more closer to the championship battle here. And unfortunately, the 95 is stuck on the high side. He's losing spots here left and right. He's going to have to settle back down, get on the inside line here. Santi Messi on the move, getting around him. So, at the moment, doesn't seem like the draft is as big of a factor. And wow, Lefty Turner's going to be going a lap down here before you know it. Santi's looking under the number 95 there, Sebastian Galloway Jr. Still, a lot can happen in 16 laps here at Indianapolis. Good charge down the front stretch here. Sebastian's looking low on the number 8. Billy Lovejoy back up to third, and how about that? Shy Turtle is closing the gap down on the number 2 here of Cannon Gage. And then, of course, they've got lap traffic ahead. Sebastian Galloway Jr. settles back into 4th. If these leaders hit that lap traffic and get held up, that might help open the door for those a little bit further back. For Sebastian, he is simply hoping Shy Turtle gets side by side with Cannon Gage. That will help slow up the race pace of your leaders and allow further back to close that window. There might be a battle brewing down the front stretch here. Might not be as exciting of a battle as what we'll see here in Indianapolis in 5 days' time for the Indianapolis 500. I know that is one of my bucket list events that I would love to go to some year. Not this year, obviously. There's some life changes happening at the moment. But going forward, I would definitely love to attend the Indianapolis 500. That is part of the reason why I put so much emphasis on the races here at Indianapolis. As the Cup Series season finale has been at Indianapolis all these years. I feel like Indianapolis in its own, with the history, with the sheer excitement. Oh, you've actually been to the Indianapolis 500 in person? Is that what you're saying? That, dude, you're lucky. I mean, it's probably one of the coolest things from the TV I can see. You know, all the people there, everyone's just out there having a good time. 350,000 people. You know, that's two-fifths of a million. That's cool, dude. Yeah, hopefully if you get a chance to go back again, you get another chance and take it, because Indianapolis is definitely one of the coolest. That's pretty dope. No, it's been one of all my life since I got into racing and race cars that I'd started watching all the replays, the Indianapolis 500 on TV. The sheer danger, the craziness of it all. I mean, people put themselves in harm's way to do something unimaginable. And I feel like those IndyCar drivers are definitely underpaid. As most of the IndyCar drivers put their life at risk every week, no matter when, no matter where, they buckle up. And it's just crazy that Indianapolis has all this history to it. More history than even the Daytona 500. Well, we're down to 11 laps left in the race. Santi Messi down back in the 44 of Chase Kovacic, 3rd and 4th. 4th and 5th, my bad. As Sebastian Galloway Jr. in 6th there. And now they're working away around the number 1 there of Lefty Turner as he's going a lap down. So if you say top 2 most dangerous motorsport, what is number 1? Would it be rally? Rally racing or something? Or what is your idea of the number 1 most dangerous motorsport? NASCAR has gotten safer and safer over the years, so I feel like NASCAR somewhere kind of slots into the top 5. F1's probably up there in the top 3, I would say. Yes. Yes, Superbikes, MotoGP. I can see, those guys are crazy, especially when you fall off the bike and all you are is one human being skidding across the pavement. Pretty wild, pretty crazy. And it's crazy how You know, NASCAR is one of the safer sports, and yet they make more money than an IndyCar driver. It's kind of wild. Isle of Man, yes, I've heard many horror stories about that. Indianapolis, I want to say from my prior research, is actually one of the deadliest motorsport venues in the United States because of how many fatalities have happened around or during the Indianapolis 500. We're down to 9 laps to go. We're going half the distance of the 500 miles here. Not quite the Indianapolis 500, but it is the Indianapolis 248 here tonight. The Hoosier 248, that is. Only 2 cautions, no big wrecks here. Everyone's been pretty clean. All of a sudden, there is a swap for the race lead. Billy Lovejoy runs down the number 2 of Cannon Gage heading into turn 1. Makes a move. The Dale Earnhardt inspired number 28 Chevrolet Camaro blows by the number 2 of Cannon Gage with 8 laps to go. But is he going to be able to hold off Cannon Gage? No, Cannon Gage is going to fight back the next turn. And they're battling side by side right to the end here. Side by side, they're drafting. Here comes Chase Kovacik with a shot to win at the most historic racetrack. Right there behind Cannon Gage, that 44 in the mix. You got 2 Camaros, a Charger, yeah, a Cadillac, and a BMW as well in the mix here. And that is going to knock Billy Lovejoy back to 3rd. But here comes the 44 of Chase Kovacik duking it out with your race leaders. Even though a lap down, Lefty Turner ain't letting these guys get away from him. He's mixing it up with your race leaders. Kovacik, race winner earlier this year. I want to say that was at Fontana. And so not really any comparison between here and Fontana, but definitely super speedway-esque. Probably bring a similar setup car here from Fontana to race at Indianapolis, but nonetheless, that's about as close as it gets to comparison. Kovacik losing the ground he gained there, and he's fallen back into the grasp of Santi Messi, the clutches there of the 84. Sebastian Galloway Jr. not too far back. He's still within striking distance here, as your leaders are going to kind of duke it out amongst each other. This time by, it will be 5 laps to go for the Hoosier 248 here at Indianapolis. Billy Lovejoy seeking race win number 1 here in the Bridge to Cup Series. Cannon Gage looking for race win number 2. Billy Lovejoy is on the outside looking in for the chase and would love to get a win and lock himself in. You got, at the moment, 4 drivers on the outside that could that could win their way in rather than point their way in. 8 of which are locked in of the 12. I'll be busy painting tonight, it sounds like, is all I'm going to say. I think after my cup race, which the nice thing is the cup race is going to be a little bit quicker here tonight, which is kind of a weight off my shoulders. It's the perfect week to do a double header on 2 nights in a row. I'm going to deliver. I've been over-promising and under-delivering lately just because I've been so busy with life, but I don't want to be that person. I've been bit by other people like that this past couple months. I was given the opportunity to be on the pit crew for an ARCA team, and they said they'd call me back. And, you know, they were going to try to do some cooperating, you know, along maybe trying to get me to help paint a paint scheme under my JSR Designs moniker on Instagram to help collaborate with them on their ARCA team. But they never did. They never called back. And I had a free hat giveaway that I won, which I basically kept pestering them about. It's like, where's my free hat? Where's my free hat? I'm waiting for my free hat to show up. Never did, never did. 8 months later, they contact me and they're like, hey, give us your phone number. We want to talk. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I went ahead, gave my phone number, kind of hung around my phone at work, and then all of a sudden I got a phone call from the racing team. And the team owner, I'm not going to give names away because I don't, at this point, I'm just, it seems too good to be true, and it is. At this point, it was too good to be true. I still follow them on Instagram, so if someone wants to do the detective work and figure that out, I don't blame you. You can probably figure it out. But with that being said, still have not gotten a call back, and I would love to be on the pit crew of an ARCA team at my home track during the race that has now been called the Greg Biffle Memorial Race. I wish it would happen. I wish they would give me that call back and figure out where to go from there, but I ain't gonna hold on for hope. It happens if it happens, and if it doesn't, then oh well. I'm gonna show up to the ARCA West race here in 3 weeks. I'll go find their drivers and be like, hey, and maybe show them the screenshot of my phone. It's like, I need a free hat from you guys. But that's just a little story that I've been keeping quiet about, mostly because I've been frustrated and irritated. The over-deliver and under-promise. I mean, over-promise and under-deliver. That's something I want to avoid with my stuff. And I'm only one person, and I hope to keep delivering and not, you know, under-deliver, but at the same time trying not to over-promise too many things. Well, we will see the white flag next time by. Actually, I'm going to throw the caution. The 17 blew up. Oh, that was on lap 91. Oofty. Too late, I feel like, to throw caution. We're going to let it roll. One more lap to go here tonight. We'll see the white flag waving here at Indianapolis. And Cannon Gage has the lead over Billy Lovejoy, but will he be able to hold him off? Lovejoy has been stout here. He showed his hand a little bit earlier. Had the car to get around Cannon Gage. Is he saving for the last push here at the end to get around the number 2 machine? He's right there on his back bumper. He's going to drive it in to turn 3. He's going to keep it on that back bumper, glued to the number 2 of Cannon Gage. Coming out of turn 4, it looks like Cannon Gage blips the throttle just a little bit. That might open the door for the 28. He's going to come, stick his nose on the inside, but I don't think he's got the momentum. Doesn't have the speed. The number 2 of Cannon Gage is going to roll past the Brickyard to win the race here tonight. The Hoosier 248 goes to the number 2 of Cannon Gage. I was hoping for a photo finish there. The 28 tried, but he did not have the speed, did not have the momentum. And Cannon Gage holds off the 28 with, that was an impressive race run here tonight. He has led 36 laps, almost surpassed Santi Messi with the led most laps here tonight. 36 versus Santi Messi, who had 40. Cannon Gage gets the job done in the number 2 Dodge Charger. It's been a whirlwind since he switched to Dodge. It's definitely been a successful switch through and through. Number 2 now matches that door number with the amount of wins he has here in 2026. Getting his second career win here tonight at one of the biggest venues you can get the job done. Everyone was tuned into the race here tonight. Thank you plenty. I know I had to get dinner in my tummy before I could sit down and actually call the race here tonight. We're going to see a new points leader And I'm going to hold off on scoring here because I'll be running the Cup race as soon as I finalize this race here tonight. So stay tuned in, folks. Keep your notifications on YouTube pinging you as that Cup race comes at just a little bit later here. Race 17 of Bridge to Cup in the books. This championship's getting heated up. It's going to be a wild stretch here in the summertime, getting us settled in for the chase.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
Well, and I feel like it's notable to mention here tonight, but for Sebastian Galloway Jr. gaining the points lead here tonight, he can make it in to the chase with 0 wins if he wins the regular season. Winning the regular season, and if we even had 14 or 13 different winners, we would take the 11 winners plus the regular season champion if that were happen to be Sebastian Galloway Jr. with 0 race wins on the season. So I think he's going to have probably about a 30-point lead here tonight after the mishaps the one team suffered here. So should be good. Like I said, I'll try to get those scored up later. It looks like I'm going to be busy painting later here tonight, which I'll be stoked to do. And stay tuned. We'll get that Cup race rolling your way here shortly. Thanks again for tuning into this broadcast here with the Bridge to Cup Series. If not, catch it in the Cup Series next. Hopefully we see you next week for the racing action here in Sigma. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Have a great holiday weekend, folks. Stay safe out there. And until next time, this is Jakester.